So hi everyone, we are starting the water tiger year in a few days time. Okay, so how was January for all of you? You all have exciting January, or was January a bit of an off for you all? Hit in the chat so that I know it's like, how was January for you all? So for me, January has been rather interesting in a sense because, see, in January, I actually look back and play back into my 2021, the journey that I had. And I actually gathered all my experience in January and helped me to plan for 2022. So I spot there are areas which I need to improve. I spot the opportunities where I need to grow. Oh, Sherry is saying busy in January, no time to catch up. That means 2021 has been a busy year for you too. So which is good, it's a good sign. Because January actually has a playback of 2021 for us. Okay. So for this water tiger year, it actually has a very interesting energy. It's like a force that gives all of us a preview into our next 12 years. So if you want to predict your future, the best thing is pay attention to what happens to you in 2022, what you go through, and also what you achieve in this year. So if you want to take advantage of this energy, which I recommend all of you to really take advantage of it, make this the best year for you. So if you don't have what you want now, create it, put in the effort to create it this year. And if you don't know what you want, okay, use this year to discover that. So in fact, Water Tiger is a year for self-cultivation. Yes, Colleen, there is a replay. Okay. So, okay, back to Water Tiger year. It is a year for self-cultivation. It is also a year for us to prepare to take on new beginning. Okay. And February actually marks the beginning of this wonderful journey. And in fact, what you experience in February, it actually represents how 2022 will be for you. Okay. And that is provided if you don't make any changes to your experience or to what you do. Okay. If you don't make any adjustments, so what you experience in February, it's going to be your whole year. Okay. So for those who are meeting me for the first time, I'm Nelly. You can call me Nell. And I've been studying metaphysics since 2012 under JY Academy. So my journey actually started as a self-help, self-discovery. And since I've also been helping other people along the way with my experience, and not currently, I would say, I do conduct Bazi and Human classes. So this year, I already have a lineup of workshops, which is a combination of both. Okay. And I do Bazi and Human consultations as well. If you have the need, do reach out to me and book a consult with me. Okay. I'm also a life transformation coach. So some of the terms and also the charts that I use in my presentation, it belongs to Grandmaster Dato Joey Yap. All right. So do give credit to him. Let's start by 2022, the Bazi. Like I've been chanting this in the last webinars as well, that 2022 is for spiritual growth. Okay. So when we say spiritual growth, what it means is like we need to learn to see beyond good and bad. So it's like not only to look at things as being is it good for me? Is it bad for me? But more like understanding the context of things. What is good for you or what is bad for you? Because good and bad is just a perception. It's a personal perception and it has a lot to say with how we experience life. Okay. So Water Tiger is a spiritual pillar And over here is like, it shows like this year, the tiger is out and they are crossing the rapids. Okay, so what it means is that the tension is on and you need to have the courage and clarity to take on the challenges that's coming ahead. Okay, so this year, to have inner peace, to have that clarity, to go through the year, you need grace. And what it means is like gratitude. You need to be grateful for things that you already have. Appreciate the little things in life. Build up your resilience. Okay, because this year that it's going to have a lot of changes, and the changes can be abrupt. So you need to be adaptable as well and practice compassion, because everyone else is going through the same cycle as you. Okay, everyone else is just human. So sometimes it's like they can get emotional, sometimes they make mistakes. So just understand that, right? And we need to have endurance, because this year is not going to be a short sprint, it is a marathon. And this marathon is going to last for 12 years. Okay, so from the achievement chart, you can check your Destiny Palace to identify what is your focus for the year. So coming up in March, I have a 2-day workshop where I will teach you all how to layer the annual, the monthly charts onto your natal and also your achievement destiny chart to understand how the energy affects you month on month, and also how to use the energy to spot your opportunity. So are you curious why I don't do this workshop earlier and I'm doing it in March instead? So if you're curious, type a 0. If no one is interested, then I won't share. I won't tell you why. Okay? Okay. See, my workshops and webinars this year is scheduled just in time when you actually need this knowledge most. Okay? And I would say in order for you to know what you want to get out of the year, how to make it the best year ever, first you need to go through February to have some clarity in order to appreciate this workshop, right? So like I've said earlier, my workshops this year, I've scheduled it to align with the yearly energy so that whoever attends this workshop, they will get the maximum benefit out of it. Okay, so do sign up for my workshop, support me. All right, for today's webinar, I want to do something different. I want to start with the flying star first. Usually I do flying star at the end, but today I want to do it first. So for the water tiger year, the star 5 is actually in the middle. So what it means is like the obstacles and challenges are inevitable. Okay, and the rest of the flying stars, it is actually back at its original position. So what it means is like, if this year is good, it will be good. If it's bad, it's going to be bad. So this year, there is no middle ground. So if you think that, okay, you want to lie low so that you can survive through the year, it's like, you may be very frustrated with the energy, because the energy either pushes you up or pull you down. This is a year where you want to pivot. Okay, pivot where you want to go and take charge of your direction, because what happens this year is going to affect your next 12 years. Okay, so let's look at the main 24 mountain star for the year, where people are very afraid of grandeur and so on. So this year we have the tree killing sitting in the north. Okay, and then we have the grandeur in the northeast and year breaker in the southwest. So when we look at this, we will start. The first impression that we get is that, okay, this year the north, the northeast, the southwest is going to be very bad sector. In fact, it doesn't mean that way. Okay, let's look at what comes with it. So the next set, in southwest, together with the year breaker, we have the relief star. So what it is telling us is like, whatever happened it can be resolved. Okay, and together with the Grand Duke, we have the Yang Noble. So Yang Noble actually brings courage. So what the flying star chart is telling us is like, if you have courage, the courage is going to get you through the year. And with Yin Noble sitting together with the 3 killings, it is telling us that there may be stress, it may be stressful, but there is a lot of good lessons that this year will bring. Okay, so first thing, we need to detach from the intonation of good and bad, because good and bad is just the meaning that we give to certain things based on our past experience. And that is just a perception. And this year we want to change that. Okay, so let's look at the flying star for this month. So star 1, which is the nobleman star, it flies into the southeast. Okay, and it's meeting up with the academic star 4. So what it means is like, this is a sector that can give you growth, your personal growth. So if personal growth is what you're looking for, you can use this sector. By means of using the sector is moving yourself to the sector and using it. Okay. Then the next thing, star 2, it flies into the center. So here we have the illness star that is meeting up with a calamity star. So for February, do expect like some outbursts of disease, or I would say more disaster. Okay, but detach from that emotion. We need to be logical and look at what we can do for ourselves. So with the 5 and 2 in the center, it also indicates financial instability. So you want to pay extra attention to your financial matters this month, especially if you are doing trading, or some people call it investment. Okay, so really study the charts and study the trend. Understand the emotions that's driving the trend. Because the market can go up at one moment, the next moment it can have a drop. So this is how the energy will play out in terms of the financial markets. Okay. Then with star 3 lands in northwest in this month. And here we have the argument star meeting up with the authority star. So expect some disputes. This sector may bring some tension, but on a positive note, this sector can also bring up your courage. So if you have been, or if you feel that you have been suppressed and struggling to speak up your view, you can actually use this sector to gain that courage, okay, to speak up and say, take control of your life. Don't let other people pull you down. Don't allow other people to drag you around. Okay. So star 4 flies into the west, and here we have the academic star meeting up with the burglary star. So it does indicate difficulty in career advancement. So if you are having a good position in terms of career, you may want to avoid using this sector. But if, let's say, you need to learn how to speak and communicate to improve your communication so that you can secure better position at work, this is a sector where you want to use. Okay. Then star 5 flies into the northwest, and we know northwest this year, it's a northeast. So northeast this year, it is the Grand Duke. So we are starting the year with a calamity in the Grand Duke sector. Okay, and here we have the wealth star, which is the earth star meeting up with another earth star, star 8, and it is meeting up in the earth sector. So which means it is quite vulnerable. Okay, northeast can be quite vulnerable in this month. But it is also an indication that there is wealth opportunity amidst the danger. So if you have that enormous courage and you are very clear of what you are doing, then you may want to try out this sector, but the risk is going to be big. So assess your energy level, assess your skill and assess where you are. So generally, I don't recommend using this sector. Okay. So next, we have star 6 flying into the south and it's meeting up with star 9. So here we have the authority star that's meeting up with the prospect star. So this sector is good for career advancement and promotion. It also brings like this thing what we call speculative luck. Okay, so if you are in trading, you would want to utilize this sector, okay, to benefit from the energy. But you need to be cautious because 5 and 2 is in the middle. So the markets are volatile. Okay. So the strategy that you want to employ would be fast in, fast out. You speculate, you go in, and then within a short time free period, you need to come out. Okay. Then next would be star 7. Star 7 lands in the north. And it's a burglary star meeting up with a nobleman star. So here we have a metal star meeting up with a water star in a water sector. So from 5 elements perspective, it does look good. However, from a flying star combination perspective, this actually indicates like you may be shortchanging your nobleman. So depending on how you see this, you can actually use this sector if the energy actually meets your purpose. Okay. So star 8 flies into the southwest, and here we have the wealth star meeting up with the Uranus star. If you are into property investment, so this would be a good sector. Or if you are in the property industry, this will be a good sector. Okay. But one thing, you will need to look out for your health because the star 2 is an Uranus star, and Uranus star is landing in an earth sector this year, throughout the year, which means it's like the Uranus star is rather strong. Okay, so what you need to do is just be mindful of your health, right? And if you can see, both in the southwest and northeast, we have star 8, which means there is wealth. Okay, I would say there's opportunity. I won't call it wealth, I would say opportunity. But both of this sector are also inflicted by either star 5 or star 2. So what it is telling you is like there is opportunity amidst the danger. Okay. Next would be star 9. So star 9 flies into the east, and here we have the prospect star meeting up with the argument star. So this sector can bring two extremes. As much as it promotes your intelligence and wisdom. Okay, but it can also cause a person to be ruthless. So if you're using this sector, you will need to be mindful not to burn bridges with your prospects. Okay. So this year, so I've lined up another workshop, which is the Chasing the Star workshop. It's a 2-day workshop, and it's scheduled in May. So this workshop is just in time for you to learn the technique, how to leverage on the stars, and to practice for the upcoming months. Okay, those May onwards would be the months where we really need the external energy most. Okay, so let's look at the puzzle of the month. So we all know 2022, the Chinese New Year is starting on 1st February in 2 days' time. However, the Li Chun, that means the transition from the metal ox to the water tiger year, it's only going to happen on the 4th of February in the early morning. So this message is telling us that the energy is rushing forward, where people are just too eager to rush in front, okay, where everyone is trying to rush for a head start. So Chinese New Year is actually based on the lunar calendar, while the Li Chun follows a solar calendar. So here is where we have the moon is moving faster than the sun. but the moon is dependent on the sun in order to shine, right? So back to layman term. So what it means is like this year, expect some rebellious events, okay, where everyone else is trying to outshine another. Everyone else is trying to challenge one another. So we will need to be mindful that we don't attempt to overshadow our bosses because we actually need their support. So be a team player. In order to stay in the competition, you need to join the race. And to join the race, to be in this competitive race, we need preparation. Okay? The battle of February, it is also the battle for the year. And if you look at this battle, we actually have the ability to control our actions, as represented by the Jiawood controlling the Wu Earth. Okay, while Wu Earth is controlling the Ren water. So in other words, it's like we are attempting to control the external situation. So what it means is like we need to have the relevant skill to be successful in our attempts. Okay, then next, with both the Wu Earth and Jiawood rooted, it also indicates that we have very strong intention. Okay, but metal is missing from this chart. Metal is not even found in a hidden stack. So what this is telling us is like, yes, we may have that strong intention to move. We have the strong intention to do things. However, your determination and courage may be of question. So it also means like a lot of people, they may find that this year can be very hard and they give up. They give up halfway. Okay, so we need to stay resilient. Okay, remember this year we need endurance because it is a marathon. It is not a short sprint. Okay, and then we also see the Wu Earth, which is the self, is rooted everywhere. It indicates that there is distraction, or perhaps we are trying to do everything and we see everything as opportunity. So without finishing one, we jump to another, as we may think, okay, another one may be easier to target, right? So be mindful of that, because this year we need perseverance. We need to have strong decision making with clarity on what we want to achieve in order to pull us through and keep us away from distractions. Okay. We also see the Jiawood, which is the 7K. It is also rooted everywhere. And this indicates like the environment is highly competitive. Okay. So if you start to jump from competition to another competition, like you are just not gathering the potential. You are not gathering what it takes for you to finish the race. Okay. Then next we have the 3 tigers over here. So it's just like we only have ourselves to blame. Okay, if we don't get our success, or we don't get the things that we want out of this year, because we may be, I would say, trapping ourselves in a tunnel vision. Okay, so learn to tap into the market, understand the context behind it, and don't just look at things on the surface. So this battle, it may look a bit cold. However, there is hidden fire, okay, that helps the germination of new life, enabling us to bounce back. So when the fire is hidden, what it means is like we have to build up our internal strength, okay, to drive our energy forward. Okay. Traditionally, water tiger is also known as the black tiger, and it is the most ferocious tiger amongst its clan. Although water tiger may bring ferocious energy, but this energy is actually internal. So it is very important for us to establish our mental strength and inner peace, because who we are really fighting with is ourselves, right? August is a year breaker month, which will bring vast changes, because that's when the monkey comes in And with the 3 tiger in the chart, the monkey actually clashes with all the aspects in our life. Okay, so this is where our skill will actually play a major role. And in August, I have another workshop scheduled. This is a 2 days workshop. And this is the teaming of 10 gods. So I believe most of you would have heard the clashes of 10 gods, and you will be very worried about clashes because it does bring something which you may perceive as inauspicious back to you. But in actual fact, our whole profile of the 10 gods, it actually tells us is like, what are our talents? The talents are there given to us, but if we don't develop it, if we don't build it, it will just be there sitting idle. So in fact, when we have the 10 gods clashing, this is where the biggest opportunity comes for you. Okay, you can actually turn this clash into a niche talent of yours and help you to stand out from the crowd. So during this workshop, this is what I'm going to teach. Okay, I would say the skills that the 10 gods bring, and also when we see a clash in the 10 gods, how do we turn this clash into a positive, I would say, into a weapon, okay, that brings out the niche in you, that unique talent in you. Okay. So, all right. For this webinar, I'm not going to go through the animals because I want to spend more time on the spiritual aspects, which is the domineering energy for this month. So do watch my zodiac videos on my YouTube channel, right? All the English version is already published out. And my Cantonese version of the zodiac is coming up, right? And today I've published the first video, which talks about the auspicious directions, okay, for the Chinese New Year. Okay. And if you're curious about the effect of 5 yellow being in the middle, you can watch this video, the tsunami alert, where it is a bit comical because I want to bring a serious topic into, I want to bring it out in a lighter mode. Okay, so that you all can see, enjoy a bit while you understand the 5 yellow. Okay, so let's move on to the planetary effect. In terms of the planetary movement, the positions of the planets this month, it can actually challenge the authorities. That means the planets are aligned in a position that challenge the norm. And it starts with February 4th. We can see the sun, it's in conjunction with the Saturn. So sun represents our soul and Saturn represents our grief. So when both are in conjunction, it actually brings out this new energy that gives meaning to life and purpose. It also denotes a fight for justice against authority, where you start to see things are not right and you don't like it and you're challenging the norms. Okay, you're challenging why things happen, why certain authority do things or do certain decision in a certain way. To some people, this energy can be crippling because it does indicate a struggle between being compassion and also the cold-hearted side. Okay. Then next on February 8th, we have the moon squaring the Saturn. So this can actually bring circumstances that provoke transformations in our inner world. It's just like giving us a slap in the face to say, hey, can you double check and assess what is happening in you? Okay, it can bring some level of insecurity. It can also bring this feeling of restriction, depression, dissatisfaction, stubbornness, and at some point, if you are in denial, it can bring some level of insincerity. That means you don't want other people to know what's inside you, what's happening inside you. So you portray something else, okay? Or you try to, send a message that it's not you, it's not genuine, it's not genuinely you, okay? So February 11, we have the Mercury in conjunction with Pluto. Mercury actually governs communication and action. So the conjunction with Pluto, it actually provokes powerful intellect and deep curiosity with a strong sense to influence the masses. Okay, it's more like the occult practice or propaganda. It can also trigger the effect of social cultural forces such as racism or war, poverty, or it may, I would say it may accentuate mental illness, okay? Or perhaps you may feel aggressive, that I would say you would feel this sense of aggressiveness, okay? And the message that you send, it can twist the truth. So in other words, it's like you may be sending or receiving or hearing messages which is very surface, okay, where some other people is trying to influence the mass to believe in something else on other parties and so on. So what we need is to learn to see beyond the truth. Take every message as it is and investigate deeper into the context of it, actually what is driving that message. It can be a propaganda. So for February, these are the things that will start to play out. Okay. Then between February 20th and 22nd of February, this is where I will call it, this is where the pressure gate open. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard of this event called the Pluto Return. Pluto is the planet of death. It is also the planet of rebirth. And it can surface buried secrets, resentment, and also it can bring about power struggles. It can also trigger social movement or imbalance in the trade, inequality. It also heightens dispute between countries. So Pluto return means the planet is going back to its home position. Pluto is a very slow planet. Okay, it will remain in the home position throughout the year. So which means this Pluto return is going to be the theme for the entire year. There'll be a lot of tension. Okay, because Pluto also, this Pluto return, it actually signifies a period of upheaval, a period of radical reassessment and change. Okay, as we know, we are still in period 8, and period 8 has been an era of hardcore money, an era of black and white. Okay, it provides kind of a materialistic kind of atmosphere. But period 9 is a realistic era. It brings about humanity, spirituality, adaptability, and it demands acceptance. So we need to be mindful of our emotions and we need to be realistic. So that's why inner peace is critical this year. Then February 24th, this is where we have the Mercury squaring the Uranus. So Uranus, it is like the cosmic alarm clock. Okay, and it can trigger unexpected events. So with Mercury squaring Uranus, it can actually bring about provocative ideas that can upset others, and maybe it can lead to relationship strains. Okay, and this square can also make us impractical, out of control, unpredictable, maybe cranky, eccentric, quick-tempered, having a nervous breakdown, hasty, and maybe fragmented in a way. Okay, but No, it is the reckless decision that we make during this time where we are not in control of ourselves that will lead to failures, right? So what we need is just, we need to be really conscious of our action. We need to be clear of what we are doing, okay? So in summary, this one actually gives us a sneak preview of how the whole 2022 is going to be. But different people, they will have a different reaction. So you need to pay attention to your emotions and thought and observe how you are reacting, okay? How you're acting to it, or how are you being affected by the news or the surroundings. So February 2022, it may not be a bad month. It does not mean that it is going to be a bad month, because good and bad is just your perception, and it comes with your experience. Is how involved are you with it, and how are you experiencing the energy, how it is affecting you. Because to some people, such aggressive energy can actually push you forward, okay? So on 20th February, I actually have an exclusive webinar on, and this is an event which I publish on Facebook, okay, to help you ramp up on your mental state to take on the year ahead. And here is where I would go into layering the Bazi and Achievement to help you find the areas of your spiritual growth. Okay, if you sign up via Facebook before 13th of February, you will get further discount. Okay, next, jumping on to the achievement perspective. So January, we can see it's a full yin chart. So when we see a full yin chart, it actually calls for a reflection. And by the way, the Bazi chart actually indicates action, okay, our actions and reactions. But achievement chart, it actually represents our emotions and mindset. So that is the difference, how it affects us, the energy. Okay, so February comes with strong and confusing energy. You can see the stamps and stars are actually in Fan Yin. So it can indicate that people may be, yes, Sherry, 20th of February, 9 a.m. So in February, it can indicate that people may be caught by surprises and they may start to feel displaced. So that's when their stability, their grounding is affected, all right? So let's dive into each of the sectors. So you can check your own destiny pillars, right? The theme that I've chosen for this month is called Your Enemy. So the message that I want to bring out is, for this month, February, your personal ego or habits get in your way. So any problem that you face is actually brought on by yourself. So it also means any achievement that you achieve this month, it's because you are putting the effort to do it, to get it, all right? It is all you. Let's start with Southwest. So Southwest, it's a rather rebellious energy over here. And you are rebelling for the sake of rebelling. It's like giving excuses to yourself to not do something, okay? But if you are willing to put down your ego and also to put in the effort, you will meet mentors who are willing to guide you, okay? Guide you to your path ahead, and you will expect a smooth month. So the key here is you need to be mindful of your attitude, because it may be because of your inexperience and also your naiveness that leads you to make careless mistakes. That's when you just feel like you just want to rebel. Okay, everything to you is just not right. You just want to go against the grain. Okay, so with 9 heaven in rest jaw with ambassador star, You need to listen and learn from others. Get into the details, be in the moment to make sure that you know what you need to do and map up your action plan. If you don't know how to execute or what to do, learn. Okay, moving on to the South sector. So South sector, you are the outlier this month. Outlier means you are inviting the problems to yourself because you are just fighting for the sake of winning, which means you are out there for the wrong reason. Okay, the message for you is you need to be mindful of your purpose and how you're using your time, how you're using your energy. So you need to balance strategy with tactical execution. And we have chief in the open door with grass. So you need to be patient and you need to have the perseverance. So you need to be conscious of who is influencing your action because you need to take charge and not to allow other people to drag you along. Okay. Then in Southeast is very interesting. I call this bunch the Confucius because this one, it is because of their fear, their anxiousness, and their indecisiveness that leads into inaction and not achieving anything. So the message for you is you need to be mindful of the advices that you are getting, as you may either be ignoring them or you may be taking unsolicited or invalid advices, which may lead you to a limiting belief. So in the Southeast sector, we have the snake in fear door with heart. So which means you need to trust yourself, participate, and allow the experience to guide you forward. Everything starts with the first step. And with personal initiative and effort, you will see the possibilities. Okay. Then next in the East, okay, the East are the complainers, where you allow trivial issues and most probably brought by women or relationship issues that makes you feel that you are being deceived or there's some, petty things that's happening. And this is most probably because you are just assuming too much. Okay. The message for you is you need to be mindful of your assumption and also your emotional reaction. So are you listening and connecting with others? If not, then it is a time for you to become more involved and become more sociable. Or sometimes, when people talk to another person, they may seem to be communicating. There are exchanges of words. But if you listen properly, they are just exchanging words. Okay, some of the conversation or exchanges of words, it may not relate or correlate. So in Cantonese, we call it gao唔搭八. That means it's like chicken and duck talk. You seem to be talking about the same thing. But on the other hand, you don't seem to be sharing the same, I would say, the same commotion or the same passion. Okay. So let's move on to Northeast. Northeast is the braggart this month, which means you may be flaunting your success and sending out superficial joy that may lead to your failure, or you may be attracting jealousy. So you need to be conscious of your action. The message for you is you need to be mindful of your ego and also your show-off nature. Okay. What are you trying to attract over here? So we have harmony in scenery door with the grain star. So it's like you don't need to deliberately show your talents. Instead, contain and divert your energy internally and let your outcome tell your story. Okay, that will be more effective. Then in the North, okay, for the North, you are more of a self-seeker this month. So which means like you may have unrealistic expectation. Okay, you may be focusing on your personal gains, right? And this can lead to failure. It is also a sign that perhaps you may be too greedy this month, where you are thinking that you can get more from other people and you may want to capitalize on others. So the message for you is not those who do good. Okay, I would say the good will come to those who do good. Joy will come to those who bring joy. So you need to be mindful of your intention. It is your intention, not the action. Okay. So here we have hope in delusion door with hero star. So you need to challenge your confidence level. Are you being overconfident, or are you being naive? Because this can actually lead to overpromising and under-delivering. Okay. So next, in the northwest is where you need to look out for your arrogance. But the positive note is that if your destiny palace is in northwest, advancement for you this month is eminent, provided you have sound judgment. Okay. So the message for you is you need to be mindful of your ambition and to keep the interest of others in mind. Because if you are not mindful, it can lead to frustration, because other people whom you expect them to support you or to do certain things for you, they may just be looking at you and looking at you shine, okay, and letting you do all the work. Because if you think you're so great, and if you unintentionally put other people down, they won't work for you and they won't support you. Okay. So for northwest, you have the phoenix in harm door with assistant star. So you need to assess the situation, every situation, with the people around you in mind in order to make good decisions. So there's many lessons in mind for you. Okay, last one is in the west. Right, so in the west, it is a bit of a mix over here, which I call it a cognitive miser. Okay. So the energy of February, it can lead you to make wrongful judgment, and this can lead to dismay. And you may be jumping from one place to another to find the easiest way out, which will not bring you to your destination. So the message for you is you need to be mindful of your action, your plans, your desire, and also attention to small matters, which is going to bring you to a decent progress. Okay, so here we have the 9th Earth in life door with the destructor star. You can't afford to be lazy. You need to have absolute clarity of your every actions to ensure that you're progressing in the right path. So in other words, it's like you can't be lazy to think. You need to think. Okay, you need to exercise your mind and your brain. Okay. So this month, February, is the spiritual energy actually dominates the whole month. Okay. And I want to share with you about this life cultivation. So life cultivation is like watching yourself grow. And it starts with planting the seed, caring for it, and then watching it grow. So if you plant a seed and you don't care for it, it will rot. It goes the same to ourselves. Okay, we need to know what are the skills or what are the virtues or values that we want to cultivate for our life that will bring us into, that will give us a more fulfilling life. But just having the notion that you want to do something, you want to get something, but you are not putting it in effort. You are not paying the attention, giving yourself that love. Whatever that you have started, or you with the notion that you want to start, it will not come to fruit. Okay, you will not get the result, right? So I'm sure you all would have heard of this 5 things. In Cantonese we call 知明唔修行, which is the knowing to practicing. So when we say knowing, what it means is like you need to know where you are and also where you want to get to. Because if you don't know where you are and you don't know where you want to get to, you won't know what you need to do. So the next thing is understanding. So you need to have clarity on what you can do with your ability and also things that you need to do to get you from where you are to where you want to be. The next one is realizing. Realizing means self-acceptance. You need to accept that there is no perfectionism in life. Things does not always work out the way you plan for it. Okay? And some things change, right? And we need to adapt to it and not hold on to things that doesn't work for us. Then comes the cultivation part. So cultivation, it actually means learning the right skill to adapt to the changing environment. A lot of us is like we learn something and then we don't practice it. Okay, and I would say we don't go to learn more skill or to upgrade our skill. This leads to stagnation. And this will actually lead us to frustration because the world evolves around us. Things change, especially now that we are cutting over from period 8 to period 9, which is of 2 very different opposing kind of energy. So it is more crucial and critical for us to upgrade ourselves so that we are still in the competition. Okay. The last one is practicing. Practicing means you need to actively pursue the goals in your life through knowing, understanding, realizing, and cultivating. This is a cycle. It's a full cycle. It is not like you reach one level, then you move on to the next level and so on, and then it stops there at practicing. It is a continuous cycle that you need to keep to assess where are you and where you want to go next. And then understand it's like, what do you want to do? And go on to practice, to cultivate and practice. Okay? So the upcoming dates and timings will help you to open up your mind towards life cultivation. So let's look at 5th February. So I would say the energy on this date is very beneficial to realign our mind. It's for mind realignment. So we can see from the Plato perspective, there is no counter, no clash. Okay, but as a matter of fact, the ox and the tiger actually has hidden combo. On the surface, it does look like the tiger is more ferocious than the ox, and it is controlling the ox. But if we look at the hidden stem for the tiger and also the ox, we can see there are 3 combining stem pairs over here. Okay, and this combination, the three pairs, it produces stability, wisdom, and passion. Okay, so from the Chiman perspective, the stems and stars are in Fan Yin, which means the energy can play out with people's emotion, where we start to realize that what we see is not what it seems to be. Okay, where things doesn't turn out to how we expected it to be. Okay, so this is a day to train ourselves to look beyond the surface, move away from the superficial, and be genuine. Okay, learn to be authentic, right? So in the southeast, throughout the day, we have heavenly fig. And in ancient time, this heavenly fig formation is used for launching walls. Okay. And at every war, there is a positioning of generals and armies. So from a life transformation perspective, I use this formation to realign our goals and to reposition ourselves. And during the hours between 3 to 4:59 p.m., we have a ding noble. Ding noble help us to open up the channels, okay, and to spot the, I would say, right opportunity that matches our ability. So you can actually use this hour to manifest. That means backing southeast between 3 to 4:59 p.m. And you need to visualize and command, which means visualize yourself breaking through from where you are, repositioning, pivot yourself into a new position and grow from there. Okay? So if you think, okay, manifestation may not work for me, you can actually use this hour backing southeast to write your journey, for 2022. Okay, to look at how are you going to position yourself to win the war of 2022 for yourself. Okay, you need to define what war means to you. So next, in the southwest, for the whole day, we have Goldstone. And this formation, the Taoists actually use it for spell casting. Okay, but from life transformation perspective, I use this formation to influence and to rewire our mind and our belief. And during the hours of 3 to 4:59 p.m., we can see that there is an earth tone that enters the west sector. So earth tone is very good for self-cultivation, seeking enlightenment. It is very good for meditation. So use this hour back west and look into your subconscious. Explore the power of your mind. Okay, if you were to start from ground zero up, what skills do you have? What ability do you have? What resources do you have? Assess your current position and identify what you need to move forward to get to where you want to be. So this is the direction if you want for you to plan your journey ahead, meaning planning your action. Okay, let me give you a pictorial depiction over here. So if, let's say, you want to open up a cafe, okay, and you don't have capital nor skill, right? And nor the knowledge that you need, and you are being over ambitious and not realistic. So this can lead you to some failures, right? So let's look at here. This is where you want to get to. So the first thing is you need to know, where are you? Are you in this position where what you can afford is just to shoulder the food, go out and sell, because you don't have the capital or resources to buy all the utensils, okay? Or you are here where what you can afford is just maybe a tricycle with a store-like thing for you to do your cooking. Or you are here. That means you have some resources where you can actually build a store, okay? Or you can afford to have a store where your customers can come and sit around. Or you are already here, which means you are already operating a food truck, okay? So if you know where you are, then you would know how long that journey will be, how much time you will need, and what are the actions, what are the things that you need to do in order to get you to the point where you can open up a cafe. So if, let's say, you are here and you're aiming directly to open up a cafe, that means you're jumping in. I would say that you may not be realistic and it can lead to a lot of frustration. So in Chinese, in Cantonese, we would say, if you don't have a so big a head, don't wear so big a hat. Okay. 冇咁大個頭就冇個戴咁大個帽 right? You actually need to build up your skill. You need to build up your resources. You need to gather all the strength and potential over time. Yes, you actually need a solid base. Okay? Because for the water tiger here, if your base is not solid, the energy can easily topple you off because things are going to change and they change very fast. Competition is very stiff. So what makes you different from another stock? Okay, so that is that winning advantage. Let's look at the next date. So here we have the 6th of February. So 6th of February, we can see both the water tiger and metal tiger, they are spiritual pillars. So the metal tiger, it is telling us that we need to break free from our cage because most probably we have been too comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. But now the opportunity is there. The cage is open. You need to have that courage to step out because water tiger, it demands courage. Okay. And you need that courage to overcome obstacles. So this is a day that it's like a call for you to take that leap of faith and just do it. Okay. So in Southwest, for the whole day, you can see there is this punishment structure. So sometimes the negative structure can have a good usage to it, provided we know how to use it. So this punishment structure, it actually pushes you to the corner that can lead to a breakthrough, okay? Because you feel that you no longer have any way out. You no longer have the luxury to stay idle. And you just need to make a decision to move and where to move or not to move. Okay, so it has this pressure and tension for you to make a decision. Okay, and then between 7 to 8:59 p.m. in Southwest, we have flying bird fall into cave and the heavenly dune. So this is where you can seek divine intervention to allow events to unfold in your favor. So during this hour, you can back Southwest to manifest. But first, you need to make a decision on how you want to proceed in life and manifest for your desired outcome. Okay. So next, in this Northwest, for the whole day, we have the earthly fate. Okay. And earthly fate, it actually helps us to release ourselves from a certain situation, breaking free from all the entanglements, okay, all the strings that have tied us up. And the hour between 7 to 8:59 p.m. Again, here we see another earthly fake, and this time it is in the envoy door. Okay. So it actually amplifies the energy to release, that helps us to release ourselves from a situation, stepping away from a situation that we don't like. So what you can do is to back Northwest during this hour, connect with your inner self, which means paying attention to your emotions, even your breathing, okay, the pace of your breathing, and discover what is blocking you. Assess what you can do to overcome the challenge, right? For example, if a particular event in the past that plays back to you, where you feel that you're just being cornered and you don't like that, now put yourself back into that situation. Given the chance, how would you have done things differently and how would you get yourself out of that situation? This is how you can use this energy to find that solution. Okay? So if you have any resentment, you can use Northwest to remove it. Next, on the 12th February, okay, this day, it is actually a day breaker for the month. So we can see the day pillar, it is clashing and countering with both the month and the year pillar. So this is where the actions, our actions and reactions may topple, but our emotions are still, I would say, still stable, because in the achievement chart, there is no funny. Okay. So throughout the day, in the southeast, we have green dragon. So green dragon is actually a formation that calls for action, that gives you courage and strength. And between the hours of 1 to 2:59 a.m., okay, it is very, very early, or to some people, you can say that it's very late. For me, it's very late because I will still be awake during those hours, right? We have heavily fake in the southeast during that hour. So you want to visualize taking that responsibility for your action, taking on tough decision to overcome the obstacles and progressing towards your goal. So this is manifestation backing southeast with a visualization that you are moving away from your current position into your new goal. Okay. So the next sector, we have the east. So throughout the day, the east actually have heaven and deity dune. The whole day, there's 2 dunes. Okay. Traditionally, this formation are used for prayers. So if on 12 February, you are doing any prayers, then you can back east any time of the day. But for life transformation, I use this formation for connecting and healing ourselves, for clearing our negative energy. And the hour between 1 to 2:59 a.m., we have Ghost Dune, joining the east sector, joining the heavenly and the deity dune. So this is where we actually have the layering of 3 dunes together. Okay. And this combination, it actually brings a very good energy for meditation, for calming yourself down, seeking that inner peace, okay, seeking that clarity. So what you can do is to back east during that hour, calm yourself down with the intention to seek clarity from within you. Because a lot of time, we actually have the answers. It's just that we have not put in the effort or spend the time to discover it. Okay. So when you get into meditative modes, means observe how your emotions is playing out during that moment. Observe what is going through in your mind. Focus on your breathing. Pay attention to the changes in temperature. Because what you want to do during this meditation is to feel your own vibration, feel your own energy. You may be, if you're tuned into this energy, you may be able to feel this tingling sensation around your fingers, around your body. At some point, you may feel that your hair start to stand up. So these are not all the evil spirit or whatever thing that's disturbing you. It is just how your internal self is vibrating with the energy. Okay. So next, there is another sector which is also very good for spiritual makeover. That is the northeast. So in northeast, throughout the day, we have Ghost Dune. And you all know Ghost Dune is actually, it brings a very meditative kind of energy. And between the hours of 1 to 2:59 a.m., there is Ding Noble. So Ding Noble actually helps us to open up our mind, open up the channel to allow us to see the different things, the different possibilities in life. So during this hour, you want to back northeast. And since we have a red phoenix in this sector, you want to speak up your plans and actions, okay? And also give yourself positive affirmation to wire your mind. Okay, tell yourself that you can do it, all right? So let's move on. Before I share more dates, let's look at your Human Destiny chart. like I shared earlier, the your achievement destiny chart actually represents your mind. Okay, the pattern of your mind, the energy that is within you. Okay, so when I refer to stars in certain sector, you look for the stars in this part of your achievement destiny chart. I hope you have your achievement destiny chart handy with you. Okay, so when I refer to deities like sixth harmony, you want to look at the deities area and check whether does it meet the criteria that I mentioned for the particular sector that I'm going to share. When I refer to door, look at the doors in your chart for the sector that I mentioned. Okay. So for this upcoming dates, anyone can use it. Anyone can use it. However, if you meet the additional criteria, you will benefit most from the energy. Okay. And the upcoming days are for you to practice consciousness and alignment. So let's look at the dates. We start with 13th February. So from the Bazi, 13th February, we can see that the Ren water is combining with Deng fire. And this combination, it actually promotes growth. And being on a spiritual day, because the Deng rooster, the fire rooster, is actually a spiritual pillar. So the energy on this day, it actually supports spiritual growth. Okay. But one thing we need to be mindful of is, as the fire rooster pillar is telling you to mind your own business. Okay. A lot of time it's like we may be too busy looking into other people's business and we are not focusing on ourselves. Right? So throughout the day, you can pick a direction that I'm going to share. Pick a direction that is suitable for you and pay attention to your actions, emotions, and be conscious of how your mind and thought pattern, how is it affecting your action? So it is a day to train your consciousness and alertness. Okay? So in the Southwest, we have deity fig for the whole day. So if you have star 7 in Southwest, you benefit most from this energy. So if you have this need to cultivate your spiritual alignment, to see beyond, okay, to get into this state where you have the alignment of your intention, your thoughts, and mind, this would be the best sector for you. So when you're using this sector, just keep asking yourself, are you living in the moment? Are you being in the present? Is your intention, okay, I would say, is your action supporting your thoughts? Is your thoughts supporting your intention? Are they working in congruent? Okay, or are you doing something which is not supporting your intention? Discover that. Discover the real you, the real person in you, your intention. Okay, so you can use this sector any time of the day, or you can use it multiple times of the day to do that discovery. So next we have the West sector. West sector, we have Earth fig for the whole day. So if you have star 2 in your West sector of your destiny chart, you benefit most. Okay, so this is a sector where you want to gain consciousness on perhaps where and how you are spending your time. Are you wasting your time? Okay, and what is it that comes conveniently to you and distract you from what you need to achieve? Is there certain things that you really like doing and you keep doing it, but you know that it doesn't bring you any benefit? Okay, so this would be direction that you want to use, that you want to leverage on. Okay, then next, we have the north sector. So in north sector, we have the flying bird fall into K for the whole day. So if you have live dog in the north sector of your human destiny chart, then you have the most benefit. Okay. So sometimes you may find that we have a certain intonation of perspective towards money or wealth. Okay. Or perhaps you feel that you get jealous with other people. When you see that they have something, a new car, you also want to have a new car. So this would be the day where you want to come to this consciousness with yourself. Okay, and I would say it's more towards your self-acceptance. Understanding from the perspective of what triggers all this sense of jealousy, or what triggers that desire, what influence your perception towards wealth and money. And the most importantly is, why do you need money? What is it for? Okay, so you can use the north direction. So next we have the east direction, where we have Yi Noble rising for the whole day. And if you have rest door in the east, this direction benefit you most. So this is a direction where you want to use to foster an intention to understand your family members and your loved ones. It's like, how have you been treating your family and loved ones? Okay, and how are they affecting you? Do you really understand them, or are you portraying someone who's superficial at home? So this is a day where you want to come to terms with that, right? Then the last one for this day is Southeast. In Southeast, we have Jade Maiden. Southeast, yeah. Jade Maiden for the whole day. And if you have 6 harmony in Southeast in your human destiny chart, you have the most benefit. So this is the direction where you want to use to really build your personality and your charisma. So actually you want to ask yourself, who are you portraying to others? Are you doing the things or portraying yourself as who you say you are? Okay. Come to terms with yourself, build that consciousness. Okay, so that you can direct your actions and intention to the right personality, or to the personality that you want to build, the reputation that you want others to see you as. Okay. So the next date is 14th of February. So this date is like, we can see the Wu Earth in the day is controlling the Ren water in the month and year. So Earth Dog is actually a commanding pillar. So this is a day where you want to take control, right? So throughout the day, again, pick a direction that suits you. And whenever you realize that your mind and actions are not aligned, you want to back into either of this direction to gain strength and grounding. So this is a day for you to train your self-control. In the Southeast, there's real deception formation for the whole day. So if you have star 5 in Southeast of your human destiny chart, then you are the one who will benefit most. So this is a direction where you want to build up that internal strength to be able to stand up to any occasion, especially in terms of taking on difficult decisions. Okay, if you feel that when times are pressing and when you're pressed to make decision, and it's really difficult because two sides, there is going to be sacrifices, although you get something, and you find that you don't have that ability to take on such decision. So you want to leverage on Southeast on this day on 14th February to build that up. Okay. Then next, I'm actually showing different thing on the chart. I realized that. Let me open up everything. Okay, let's look at the east. East, we have Yi Noble for the whole day. So if you have rest door in the east, you benefit more. And this is a day where you want to use to gain that confidence, to build up your strength, to be able to dissolve argument and conflicts at home. Okay, and also to cultivate unconditional love, meaning loving your family members in their condition, instead of expecting your family members to love you in your terms. Okay. Then in the northeast, we have the Ding Noble throughout the day. So if you have calm star tree in northeast, you benefit most. Okay. So again, this is the direction that will help you to stand up to any occasion. But the specific usage for this direction is for you to gain strength to influence people. Okay. Last one is the northwest. So northwest for the whole day, we have Ghost Fake. And it brings this energy that helps you to pacify your anger, okay, in controlling your temper, to manage your frustration, and also getting rid of ill intent. So if you have Ham door in northwest, you benefit most from this energy. So next we have 18th of February. So 18th of February, you can see the year, month, day, they are all in Fu Yin formation, which is the water tiger. So since it's a Fu Yin day, it is a day for reflection. So water tiger is telling you that you need to have that courage to take on the challenges. So you may want to reflect as in what is stopping you. Okay, you will need to learn from pick from your experience, your past lessons, and learn from it. So throughout the day, pick a direction that meets your purpose. And this is a day where you want to gain strength and grounding, especially when you feel that insecurity or uncertainty. Okay, in Southeast, we have the Ding Noble for the whole day. So if you have star tree in your Southeast Chimon Destiny Palace, you have the best benefit. So this is a direction for you to gain strength. Again, this one is for influencing others. Then next in the north, we have the deity fake. And if you have star 7 in north, you have the best benefit, right? And this direction is to gain that spiritual enlightenment, to train yourself to see beyond the truth, to cultivate the faith in you, and also and not to believe other people so easily. Okay. Northwest, we have flying bird fall into cave for the whole day. So if you have live door in northwest, you have the best benefit. And this is where you need to see what are the things which you thought was perfect, okay, or what are the things which you're trying to make perfect, because there is no perfection in life and there is no point trying to perfect something. So what we want to get to is get into this state of continuous growth. We improve ourselves or our situation every other day through our effort and action, right? So you can use northwest is backing the direction to discover that what is the course that you can take to help yourself to improve, okay, every other day to get a better outcome in life. So the last sector for this day would be the south. This is where we have the Yi Noble for the whole day. If you have star tree in the south, you will get the most benefit out of it. This energy is for you to gain strength to overcome your fear and anxiety. So if you feel that you're someone who get anxious easily, and you very easily, you would want to leverage on this direction on 18th of February. I think there's 2 more dates coming up. Okay, 27, okay, just one more. 27th of February, we have this metal pig. And you know, pig and tiger, they have this very interesting relationship because it is a destruction. It is also a combination, which means it's like at the same time, you might feel that you want it, but on the other hand, you don't want it. You destroy what you get. So metal pig brings a message to tell you that you need to break free from your materialistic desire. You need to cultivate that appreciation in life. Okay, so this is a day you want to use to remove social conditioning. So sometimes you may think social conditioning is all those things that we see outside from social media, friends, and so on. But sometimes we get conditioned or influenced by how we were brought up in our family, or we call it the family DNA. So you need to be, you need to discover that what has been the influencing factor, okay, that have brought you to where you are today, right? And consciously remove it, move out from it. So in the south, we have deity fate. So if you have star 7 in the south of your human destiny chart, you will have the best benefit. And you want to use this direction to remove that social conditioning and focus on your basic needs. Go back to what you actually need to survive or what you need to go on with your life, bare minimum. I would say, look at the minimalist way of living. Okay. Then next in the southwest, we have the being noble. So if you have rest door in southwest, you have more benefit. So in southwest, it's like train yourself to appreciate the little things in life. Okay, you need to, okay. Some people, they can't differentiate between home and house. Okay, they think both of it is together. So the house is actually that structure, the frame that protects or that provides shelter to the people that lives in it, and that is the home. The people is your home. But a lot of people, they focus on the external thing, how they paint their house, how they make the house more comfortable, okay, and what they want to use in the house, how they decorate the house, but they may have ignored the emotions and connecting with the people who live in that house. You may feel that painting a certain color or renovating something in your house, buying certain things for the house, it's going to bring happiness, it's going to do good things to the family members and they will like it. But is that what they need? So this is the part where you want to tap into. Okay. So next in the west, we have star prosperity for the whole day. So if you have star 3 in west, you have more benefits, right? So this is the direction you want to use to detach yourself from greed, to detach yourself from all these distractions. They call it the, what is that? I call it the bling bling syndrome. That means you see something better and you start to go for it. Okay, so remove and detach yourself. Then the last sector, the last direction for this day is the north. So some people, like, we get very anxious. I'm sure you all have heard of this word FOMO, fear of missing out. Dato likes to use this, and it's coined by him, FOMO, okay, no FOMOing. So in the north for this day, we have the sun prosperity throughout. So if you have star 3 in the north sector, you will have more benefit. So sometimes it's like when we see there is a sale coming up and we would We would want to leverage on it. We would want to jump in and we start buying things. And then after we buy, we will start, actually, we don't need it. And we regret over that purchase because in the next month, there is also similar sale. But somehow we just don't have that ability to control ourselves. And we have that tendency and we realize that we keep going back into the same cycle where every time we hear this word sale, we want to buy. Okay. So for 27th of Feb, you can actually leverage on this, the energy from the north direction to remove this fear factor. Okay, to remove this FOMOing in you. Okay. So in summary, for February, I would say come to terms with yourself between now and before 4th February to get that inner peace. At least you want to remove all the anxiety from you and start to pay attention to what is happening around you. You want to increase your awareness and alertness. Okay? Pay attention to everything. How are they affecting you? Or how you are reacting to your surroundings, the situations, to the people, and how you can manage such situations in the future, or how you can manage it now, as well as what skills you need to acquire to thrive in period 9. Okay? So do you all want more dates and directions for Chinese New Year? So if you want that, type 8888 so that I know you will appreciate more dates. Ooh. All right, so before I jump on to more dates, I just want to share my upcoming workshops and exclusive webinars. So the one on top here, this exclusive webinars are events that I publish in Facebook. So to date, I've only published the spiritual growth, and the other two, I will be publishing it soon. Okay, so these are the webinars that you can sign up via Facebook, all right? And my 3 major workshops for this year, which I call the Deep Dive Workshop, it's in March, May, and also August. Okay, and for all of you, I actually have a special offer. That is, if you sign up before 10 March, okay, you can get all 3 workshops for USD 500, or you can pick any 2 of the workshops for USD 350. Okay, if you're interested, do liaise with me, connect with me, and I'll guide you through how you can sign up. Okay, so let's jump on to Chinese New Year. So in the Chinese tradition, we want to wish each other, or sometimes we give presents, or what I like to call barter trade. You bring something to visit a friend and then you bring back another bag. So it's like you don't lose, neither do you win anything. Whatever you give, you get. Or we give ang pao packets. Okay, we give small tokens of money to children or whatever. So the dates that I'm going to provide, not dates, the directions that I'm going to provide for you all, it is directions for giver and receiver. So these are the directions that will bring good vibes and energy to both parties, being it the giver or the receiver. It's like giving in abundance and also receiving in abundance. But first, let's understand the role of the giver and receiver first. So in this scenario, we have the elderly seated down and giving an ang pao packet to the child. So this is where the child is the receiver. Okay, the elderly that's seated is the giver. And a lot of family, they have this tradition where they honor the elderly or the parents by serving them tea. So in this scenario, the parents are the receiver. The one that's sitting is the receiver. The person that's giving is the giver. Or when we pay visit to friends' houses, or even giving for charity, okay, the one that's giving is the giver, the one that's receiving is the receiver. So let's jump on to the dates. 31st January, which is tomorrow, and it is the Chinese New Year Eve. If you are the receiver, back south. If you are the giver, back north. Then next, from the first day of Chinese New Year to the third day, that means February 1st to February 3rd. If you are the receiver, back southeast. If you are the giver, back northwest. So the fourth day has a swap of energy. If you are the receiver, back northwest. If you are the giver, back southeast. On the 5th of February, which is the 5th day of Chinese New Year, the receiver will back southwest, the giver will back northeast. So all these are directions for you to give in abundance and also receive in abundance. Okay? And I believe the first day of Chinese New Year, people would want to make wishes, people would want to do prayers or find timings to build up that positive vibes in you, to have good luck and so on. Okay? So between the hours of 9 to 10:59 p.m., in the west sector, it has green dragon, and then in the east, there is deity fig. So this is very good for, deity fig is very good for wish making. And the best wish that you want to make on this day during this hour is a wish for health, for inner peace, and also for protection from calamity. And of course, it doesn't limit you to any other wishes. You can add that on. But however, I would recommend to stay away from wishing for windfall money, because this intention may lead you to this sense of greed, and it can cause you frustration when you don't get it. So remember, this year actually supports spiritual growth. It does not support superficial goals. Okay? So what you want to do during this hour is to walk or travel from the west to the east while making your wishes. So it depends on how long is your walk. Okay, between 9 to 10:59 p.m. is almost 2 hours. You can actually find a location or find a location between the west and east, and you can walk for the entire 2 hours. But remember, walk one way. Don't do U-turn. Okay, when you're making that wish. So once you're done with the wish, then you can turn back and head home. All right. So besides walking, you can also drive. So the essence here is traveling from the west to the east while you're making that wish. All right. So, okay, you can check out my shop for my services. And we have come to the end of this webinar, and I'm opening it up for questions. Anyone has any question, you can unmute and talk to me. So at the same time, just let me check out Facebook. No question from Facebook either. No question from the Zoom. Okay, if there is no question, then I would say the best way to predict your future is to create it. And this year, it gives you that chance to create the future for your next 12 years. Okay? And for February, the first Saturday chit chat, okay, it's on the 5th of February. So do tune in. I've not announced, I've not shared the event link yet, but I will share it soon after this webinar. Okay, Gigi is asking for February 18, how to go through it with Ren Yin Day Master. Ren Yin Day Master with all the Ren Yin, deep reflection. Really dig deep into yourself. Focus on yourself. Okay, channel all the energy into yourself. Pay attention to yourself and not to other people. How you are reacting outwards. Okay, Gigi? Any other question? No question? Okay, if no question, then I wish those who are celebrating Chinese New Year, 恭喜发财. Okay, and also enjoy your holidays and enjoy your weekend, right? I'll see you on 5th of February during the chit chat. So during the chit chat this month, I want to talk about, let's discuss about the zodiac. Okay, if you have questions on the zodiacs that you have in your chart, just ask me during the chit chat. Okay, so bye, see you.